Around this time in my life, I began seeking God. I didn't understand why I was being pulled to faith, but I would later realize that everything I had gone through, all the death, all the pain, and all the turmoil was allowed so that God could bring me to Him. Sometimes God has to remove the idols in your heart so He can take His rightful place. My husband once asked me why I decided to turn to God after everything that had happened in my life. I told him, because I had nothing else. My family was my idol. I had the family you see in movies. It wasn't a fantasy. I lived it. 2 parents who loved each other, brothers who protected me, a house full of pets, living grandparents, and a close extended family. But I didn't know God. I knew of Him. He was who we talked to during Thanksgiving prayers, and the reason we got gifts on Christmas. And yet, I was empty. By this point in my life, my picture-perfect world had been shattered by reality. I was depressed. I was going to Bible study and receiving counseling at my college. But I was barely holding on. I was at a breaking point. It would take just one more event to send me over the edge. And then, that event happened. I was walking home from Bible study one night when I saw my dog Dahab crawl under our chain link fence and run into the road. A car was coming. I screamed, and the car hit him. I heard him squeal as the car crushed his body. The car stopped, and I ran down the block in shock, fully believing I was about to scrape my dog off the pavement. In that moment, I said, God, you know where I am mentally right now. This is it for me. As I ran closer, I saw Dahab crawl out from underneath the car. His back legs were completely crushed. He was dragging himself toward me, using only his front paws. I slowed down because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Right in front of my eyes, as he walked toward me, his back legs began to heal. He stood up, and then he ran to me. I grabbed him and started bawling uncontrollably. I didn't understand what I had just witnessed. I took him to the emergency vet. They took x-rays and found nothing wrong with him. No broken bones, no internal injuries, no explanation. As a mark of this miracle, he had a small scratch on his stomach and a dip in his back shaped like a tire. The vet couldn't explain it. That dip stayed with him for the rest of his life. Dahab was 1 year old when this happened. He lived nearly 17 years, healthy, happy, and deeply loved. And just before his 17th birthday, he went home to be with the Lord. In that one moment, God showed me His power, His love, and His mercy, all at the same time. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. From that day on, I knew not only that God was real, but that He was for me. And He is for you too. God bless.